has come to the light that rabies infection, which mainly results due to animal bite, is killing 2 people every month in Nepal. This is mainly because of the carelessness on behalf of victims and lack of timely treatment. The concerned authorities should see to it that precious lives are not lost, as rabies can be fully cured with timely treatment. Good morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan. Let's begin with the top stories this hour. Parties busy in internal disputes, bypassing national development. Co-chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Dahal, claims leaders resorted to bourgeois tendency. Rabies claiming 2 lives on a monthly basis, increasing death rate mainly attributed to carelessness on the part of victims and failure to provide timely treatment. Security forces in Indian-administered Kashmir clash with protesters in the city of Srinagar. Hundreds of people take part in a demonstration after Friday prayers. And Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan to contest the final of the EVC Central Zone Men's Volleyball Championship. Host Nepal settled for 5th position. Let's begin with national political updates. The ruling Nepal Communist Party sorted out the intra-party integration process following a number of hassles after 15 months since party unification. However, the party leaders have still been sowing their discontent amid differences over allocation of positions. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, as well, has not been able to move in the right direction due to persisting differences among senior leaders. This depicts a bleak scenario that the forces supposed to materialize positive transformation themselves are busy rectifying the disputes born out of vested interest. There was recently a blatant altercation between Prime Minister and NCP Chairman KP Sharma Oli and senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal over work division and power hierarchy. The party has been hardly holding meetings in recent times, and even those held turned to busy in sorting out disputes between different inter-party factions. The practice has largely overshadowed the issues related to development, good governance and the people's aspirations.
कुन क्षेत्रमा कस्तो नीति बनाउनु पर्थ्यो भन्नेतर्फ हाम्रा दलहरूका छलफल बहसै भएका छैनन्। कम्तीमा झगडै हुनु थियो भने पनि जस्तै अर्थतन्त्रको दिशा कुन छ भनेर त्यसमा अलिकति विवाद गरिदिएदेखि यो 60 लाख बेरोजगार युवा जो बाहिर छन् तिनलाई कसरी ल्याउने भनेर विवाद गरिदिएदेखि कम्तीमा त्यसको प्रतिफल देशले राम्रो पाउँथ्यो भनेदेखि शासकीय क्षमतामा किन हाम्रो कमजोरी छ यी कुनै पनि विषयमा विवाद हुँदैन। विवाद छ त केवल पार्टीका अथवा सरकारका पदहरूमा कसको भूमिका कसको भाग के हुनुपर्छ त्यसको प्रत्यक्ष असर मलाई लाग्छ यो 1.5 वर्षमा सरकारले गर्न सक्ने जति नगर्नुको कारण नसक्नुको कारण त्यो पार्टीका आन्तरिक भागबण्डाका झगडाहरूले गर्दा नै हो जस्तो लाग्छ।
Prime Minister Oli called an all-party meeting after 18 months since the government formation. The meeting, however, could not enter into the agenda of national development and citizens' well-being. The main opposition party, Nepali Congress, is supposed to alert the government for its drawbacks and errors. However, the party has remained virtually non-existent at the parliament due to its internal wrangling. The tendency of the political players bearing potential for the country's monumental transformation themselves being mired in vested interest has built a negative impression among the public.
पार्टीको माथिदेखि तलसम्मको पङ्क्ति परिचालन गर्ने र डेभलपमेन्टलाई जनतासँग जोड्ने उनीहरूको प्रत्यक्ष बेनिफिट पनि सहभागिता पनि त्यो डेभलपमेन्टबाट आएको चाहिँ जे उपलब्धि हुन्छ आर्थिक वृद्धिको जे उपलब्धि हुन्छ त्यो पनि जनताले शेयर पाउनु पर्यो हैन ड्यू शेयर पनि पाउनु पर्यो अनि उनीहरूले आफ्नो मेरो हो नि त यो त काम त विकास त भनेर ओनरशिप पनि फिल गर्नु पर्यो। यस्तो खालको चाहिँ हुने गरी मोबिलाइजेसन नभएर पनि केही समस्या चाहिँ भयो होला।
Not only the parties in power and in opposition, almost all political parties in the country largely resemble the identical scenario. If the people continue to get frustrated by the party's irresponsible behaviors, this would eventually harbor the aspirations of the regressive forces. Co-chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Pushpakamal Dahal, has stated that the party has been mired in indiscipline in recent time. He said that the party leaders have resorted to making unrestrained verbal remarks without considering the consequences. Dahal's remark has come a day after the reported altercation between Prime Minister and NCP's co-chairman KP Sharma Oli and senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal. Speaking at a program in Lalitpur yesterday afternoon, Dahal also expressed discontent towards the ruling party's decision-making process. He said that tendency of making individual decisions by ignoring the mutual benefit has prevailed in the party in recent days. Dahal added that the entire party had been compelled to take responsibility of such high-handed decisions and called for an end to such practice.
सत्तामा पुगिसकेपछि त्यो सबै कुरा बिस्तारै बिर्सिँदै जाने, जनताको आवश्यकता के हो, जनताको चाहना के हो, राष्ट्रको आवश्यकता के हो, त्यसको निम्ति हामीले गर्नुपर्ने मेहनत के हो, हामीले लिनुपर्ने कार्यशैली वर्किङ स्टाइल कस्तो हो भन्ने कुरामा बिस्तारै बिस्तारै बुर्जुवाकरण हुँदै जाने अनि आफैले गरेको हिजोको त्याग, तपस्या र बलिदानको महत्त्वलाई अवमूल्यन गर्दै जाने, त्यसलाई घटाउँदै जाने.
Dahal had held a meeting with the party's senior leader Madhav Kumar Nepal at his residence yesterday morning before participating in the event. Without pointing out any name, Dahal alleged that aspirations resembling a king or a queen prevailed among the party leaders.
कम्युनिस्ट नेता नै राजा महाराजा जस्ता हुँदै गएपछि राजा महाराजाका विरुद्ध लडेका जनताहरू अब कम्युनिस्ट पनि राजा महाराजा जस्ता देखिएपछि यिनलाई पनि लखेट्नुपर्छ. यो विडम्बना हामीले देखियो इतिहासमा. अब हामी कहाँ पनि यसो हेर्दा लक्षण चाहिँ कुरा भन्नुको सिम्पटमहरू कता कता त्यस्तै देखिने. अहिले हाम्रो डिबेट चाहिँ अहिले हामीले पार्टीमा गर्न खोजिरहेको डिबेट यो कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी एकताबद्ध गरेर ठुलो भइएछ, जनताले धेरै आशा अपेक्षा गरेका छन्. हामी त्यस्तो परिघटनालाई पुनरावृत्ति हुन नदिने, नेपालमा दोहोरिन नदिने, बरु त्यसबाट लेसन लिएर हामी निरन्तर आन्दोलनमा, निरन्तर जनताको पक्षमा जाने उपाय के.
Dahal also criticized the government of not living up to the people's needs and aspirations while carrying out its activities. He said that the country's communist leaders often have had the bourgeois tendency after acquiring the leadership positions rather than working for the welfare of the country and its citizens. The number of rabies victims resulted by bites of animals such as dogs and cats is ever on the rise in Nepal. Carelessness and lack of treatment have mainly resulted in a high number of deaths due to rabies. Even as the government is spending as much as 140 million rupees in its prevention, lack of coordination among government bodies and lack of awareness has resulted in a high number of casualties. The capital's Sukraraj Tropical and Infectious Disease Hospital in Teku has been receiving some 150 patients suffering from different animal bites every day. 95% of the patients suffered from dog bites. Timely treatment can cure rabies, but the dog bites have resulted in the deaths of many victims due to carelessness. The Teku hospital record shows that at least 2 people dying of rabies on a monthly basis. The last fiscal year alone, some 32 rabies victims lost their life as they had failed to reach the hospital in time. The authority says the number of victims who failed to reach the hospital might be many more. Despite the government distributing cost-free medicines for rabies victims, the increasing death rate by animal bites is unwarranted. The Purvakhola rural municipality of Palpa has merged the private schools to local community schools, and in this context we had asked the local residents what differences have they noticed in education standard after the adjustment. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public voice.
घोषणा गरियो शिक्षालाई समायोजन गरेर लैजाने भन्ने विषयमा यो अति राम्रो विषय हामीले मानिएको छ.
पढाइ राम्रो भएको छ. अब फीहरु पनि समायोजन भएको छ.
नेपाली स्कुल र इंग्लिश स्कुल एकै ठाउँमा गाब्नु भएको छ र सबै शिक्षक र शिक्षिकाहरू सबै मिलेर हाम्रो पढाइलाई पनि अगाडि सार्नु भएको छ.
मेरो छोराछोरीहरु बोर्डिङ स्कुलमा पढ्ने र मेरा छोराछोरीहरु सरकारी स्कुलमा पढ्ने त्यस्तो भन्ने पनि छैन. सबै मिलेर खुसी छ.
And it's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where we text us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what could be the reason for the widespread fake items of various brands in the market? Your options are A, indifferent monitoring agencies, option B, irrelevant laws, and option C, lack of consumer awareness. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And with that, it's now time for sports update.
Sports news.
Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan are contesting the finals of the AVC Central Zone Men's Volleyball Championship today. The final of the championship, to be played in Logankel's covered hall, will kick off at 2 p.m. Both the teams have remained undefeated in the tournament. Kyrgyzstan had defeated Nepal and Maldives in the league round, while Uzbekistan had prevailed over Afghanistan, Bangladesh and defending champion Turkmenistan. In the semi-finals, Uzbekistan proved too good for Maldives, while Kyrgyzstan defeated Turkmenistan. Kyrgyzstan are the former champions of the AVC Central Zone, while Uzbekistan are looking for their first title. Meanwhile, host Nepal clinched the 5th position, defeating Afghanistan 3-1 yesterday. Aston Villa have opened their account in the new season at the English Premier League with a resounding 2-0 victory over Everton. Villa shot into the lead in the 21st minute, playing in front of their home crowd. The first scorer was Wesley, who was contracted for £22 million this season. This was Wesley's first Premier League goal. Everton too had their chances, but Theo Walcott and Alex Iwobi failed to convert the opportunities. Anwar Al Ghazi doubled the lead for Villa in the injury time to seal the 2-0 win. Villa had spent the last 3 seasons in the championship and were promoted this season. With the win, Villa also broke the winless record for 15 consecutive matches. And it's now time for our Friday special segment, Media Watch.
The 5th Foreign Ministerial level meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission was held in Kathmandu on Wednesday. Foreign Minister of Nepal, Pradeep Gewali, and Indian Minister for External Affairs, S. Jaisankar, put forward their views at the meeting of the Joint Commission. A memorandum of understanding was signed on Wednesday between the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India and Department of Food Technology and Quality Control of Nepal. The meeting also agreed to revise the past agreements on trade, transit, rail, among others. Both the sides also committed in increasing connectivity on land, air, and water transportation. The External Affairs Ministry of India and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Nepal witnessed a handing over of a check of 87.1 million Indian rupees, which is a part of the Indian government's commitment of 5 billion Indian rupees towards strengthening road infrastructure in the Tarai region of Nepal. 4 road packages are ready for inauguration. Wednesday's meeting also witnessed the External Affairs Ministry of India handing over a check of 2.45 billion Nepalese rupees towards reimbursement to the Nepal government for housing reconstruction in Nuwakot and Gorkha districts. 2 weeks after the Narendra Modi-led Indian government stripped Kashmir of its special status from the Indian constitution, sparking conflicts, the government of Nepal came up with its first official statement on Monday on the controversial development in Jammu and Kashmir. Speaking at a press conference held on Monday to inform of the meeting of the Nepal-India Joint Commission, Foreign Minister Pradeep Gewali said the government of Nepal is closely monitoring the situation and is keeping regular correspondence with the Indian government, as there are many Nepalese living in the disputed region. Minister Gewali also stated that the Nepal government was convinced that India would hold talks with Pakistan to resolve the issue peacefully sooner than later. Meanwhile, speaking at the meeting of the House of Representatives on Thursday, the parliamentarians of the opposition parties have demanded for the government's stance on the ongoing Jammu-Kashmir dispute and the protests underway in Hong Kong.
And those were our latest headlines. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. later this morning. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Good day.